everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This video that I'm going to do for you is my top 5 motivational books. I've been doing a lot of reading and a lot of thinking over 2018 and 2019 about what I want to do longer term. And some of you will know I'm planning on some big changes in 2019. So obviously I've needed to have some motivation. So the books here that have been the most motivational for me, that have had a really big impact. I do get a lot of people asking me, you know, what inspires me and what keeps me going and what gives me all of the energy. And a lot of that does come from reading. So I've been reading for a long time, since I was kind of like 3 or 4 years old, and I read a lot. And these books have really helped me to kind of like get my act in gear. So I just wanted to share them with you. What I will also be doing is I'm going to be giving away each of the books. If you go onto my website and put your email address in, I'm going to be picking names out of a hat, literally just to share the books with, so to send a copy of the book out if you win. So if you're interested in getting one of the books, then you can do that. Otherwise, I will be putting links to where you can get the books and all of the names and the authors, etc. So don't worry about scribbling it down as I'm talking. What I'm basically going to do is just go through the 5 books, talk about the headlines and why they worked for me or didn't work for me. Bear in mind that these are my top 5, so I have read a lot of books on motivation, okay? And these are the top 5, so I am going to do it in reverse order, but to be honest, none of them were bad. If they were bad, I wouldn't be reviewing them here. So these are my top 5. I'm going to start with, and I think some people might be slightly surprised that Anthony Robbins is in my number 5 spot and not my number 1. Now look, I know that Anthony Robbins is like, you know, mega, has had a massive impact for other people. I'm just saying that the book, in terms of Awaken the Giant Within, wasn't my number 1. That said, it was still very motivational, and one of the things I loved very much about Anthony Robbins' book is that he talks very much about the importance of making decisions. So I know that life is all about kind of like how we act and what we do, but all of that starts with a decision. And Anthony Robbins talks very much about making those right choices and those right decisions. And that's why this is in my top 5. Very motivating. Again, I had the audiobook, which I always love getting the audiobook when it's a speaker that's quite inspiring and has a lot of personality to their voice. And obviously, you know, Anthony is all of those things. So Anthony Robbins is in my number 5 spot for top motivational books. My next one, so my number 4 spot goes to High Performance Habits by Brendon Burchard. And if I also had my planner with me, I would be holding up the High Performance Planner, which is something you can always also get through Amazon. It's kind of like a daily sort of journal / diary. This has had a massive impact on me. I don't even think I can explain how big an impact. This book and the planner that goes with it has radically changed the way that I operate on a day-to-day basis, and I'm not even exaggerating. This book makes you think about your day before you even start the day, and it makes you do things with way more intention than you ever did them before. So if you're the kind of person that's kind of just going from day to day, you're stuck in the hamster wheel, you don't know how to kind of get that clarity about where you want to go and make sure that the actions that you are taking are leading you to your ultimate goal, then this is the book for you. I mean, it's called High Performance Habits, and Brendon talks very much about the research he's done around what it is that makes people high performing. So the habits that they have, that no matter what sphere of life they're in, they deliver, and they kind of get really high performance, their productivity is really high, etc. So this is just a really good book. I could talk about this book on its own for an hour. There are 6 high performance habits that he goes through, including clarity, so being really clear about what you're doing every day, you know, all the time, productivity, self-discipline, etc. I won't go through all of them, but suffice to say, this is absolutely amazing. If you know somebody that's constantly running around, a little bit of a headless chicken maybe, but wants to achieve lots, then I would recommend this book and the planner that goes with it, okay? That was number 4, High Performance Habits. Then I get into Crushing It by Gary Vaynerchuk, and I almost can't say it without smiling because this is just absolutely incredible. I mean, I started reading it, I think my daughter started reading it before me. I've started texting her WWGVD, what would Gary Vaynerchuk do? Because This guy is about serious action, and particularly if you're into the digital space, which if you're running a business you kind of have to be. If you want to know what to do in terms of social media, I mean, this guy is part of the reason that I am now doing this YouTube channel, yeah. So Gary Vaynerchuk is like the guy. He absolutely is the guy. He's got his own YouTube channel, started out in his parents' wine business, but this is one of the most motivating books if you are starting your business that you can possibly ever read. And again, I listened to this on audiobook, and the audiobook's really funny because as well as obviously just the content of the book, he goes off script and kind of just puts these little extras in, which is great. So can't recommend this enough. He literally goes through in great detail what it is you need to be doing on social media for your business, for your personal brand. And also what's really cool about this book is that there are stories of other entrepreneurs, other business people that have, you know, kind of gone onto Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, whatever, and totally crushed it. Obviously the book's called Crushing It. So yeah, it's just very motivating, very high energy. So again, I would say if you're the sort of person that struggles for time, get the audiobook. You know, you can put it on when you're in the gym, in the car, whatever it be. So that's in my third position, Crushing It. The top three, it was really difficult, but that's where this one is. And then, second book. So book number 2 is Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. This is a bit of a classic. I can't remember how old it is, but it's not one of the newest books. Yeah, but anyway, I got this on audiobook last year, and I think I've listened to it at least 4 times. Now, normally when I read a book or I listen to a book, it's normally just once. This one I've listened to at least 4 times. This book, and it is very much about wealth and wealth creation, but it's not just wealth in terms of financial, obviously that is a big part of it, but wealth is everything, yeah, every aspect of our lives in terms of our health, our relationships, etc. This book, in terms of your the way that you think about money and wealth, is a complete and utter game changer. I mean, absolutely mind-blowing. You know, I can't even really put into words what this does, but it basically talks about how the way that we think about money is very much conditioned from a very early age based on what we've seen, what we've heard, and all of those beliefs, and then how they basically then condition you into believing what you believe about money, and then the way that you act and ultimately your earning potential. If you are starting a business or you are wanting to earn more money or change your relationship with money, because one of the things it's taught me very much is around financial discipline, this is the book for you. I can't stress it enough. This is an absolute game changer. Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. And then in the number 1 spot, this wasn't hard because this section is about motivation, although a lot of these books could fall into any of my kind of like top 5 categories, but the 10X Rule by Grant Cardone, I tell you what, I defy anyone to listen to this and not be motivated. The 10X Rule is basically, I mean, some people have kind of said, oh, it's just about being a workaholic. It is not. This book is about setting big goals, but more importantly than that, taking big action. Grant Cardone's philosophy is basically, you know, part of the challenge that a lot of us have is we set these goals and we set the action and then we don't achieve the goal. And often the reason we don't achieve the goal is because the actions were not big enough to achieve that goal. We underestimated what it would take to achieve that goal. 10X basically means you need to take 10X action, yeah? Whatever action you thought you needed to take, you need to take 10 times that amount of action, and then maybe you'll hit that goal, yeah? So 10X is just, again, I can't stress enough, if you are starting up your own business or you're wanting to change something about your life, you need to listen to this book, 10X, or as Grant Cardone says, 10X baby. So that's my number 1 book, The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. I really hope you've enjoyed my motivational books. I do believe that in terms of making change in our life, I believe that it's a combination of information, knowledge, taking action, but you need the motivation to take that action. And these are the books that basically will help to give you that motivation that you need. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Again, if you want a chance to win the books, go onto my website, leave your email details, If you want to watch more of this and then more other content, then subscribe. Do the thumbs up if you liked it. If not, tell me what you didn't like. Tell me what other books you want to kind of hear me talk on, and I'll see if I can review those, because I'm sure there'll be something in there that I've read once or twice. So again, thank you very, very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.